Hello and greetings, dear viewers. Today I have a poem about comparing two players, and they are from different sport. Who are the players? The name of the poem, first of all, is Vishy, Agassi, and the Contrast. As you might have guessed at this point of time, the poem is about Vishwanathan Anand, the former world champion of chess, and Andrew Agassi, the former world #1 and Grand Slam winner of tennis, and the contrast. I am going to speak about the contrast in terms of what is that distinct element in terms of their life towards their respective sport. Now, first let us take a look at some important points. Prior to that, let me just very briefly give you the gist of the poem. Both Vishy Anand and Andrew Agassi are achievers in their own field. Vishwanathan Anand, the multiple-time world champion, and Andrew Agassi, the only, I think, one of the only two male players to have actually won a career Golden Slam, which includes the 4th Slam, along with the gold medal in Olympics, which even the great Roger Federer and the modern great Novak Djokovic is also not able to achieve. Now, the distinct feature is that Agassi did not like the sport. He hated the sport. Why? Because his father forced him to play, and he really found it incredibly tiring. And even if you read his autobiography, he says, "I hated the sport, I hated the sport." The father had a very simple vision to make Agassi the world #1, and that he could make a lot of money. And the other interesting concept that the father had was this: if Agassi was made to hit around 1 million balls, hit in the sense practice 1 million balls as a youngster, as a very young player, then there is no chance that he would not excel. So based on that, they had a tennis machine called as Dragon, which was just loading balls to Agassi, and he was supposed to practice. So probably this forceful practice might have led him to hate the game. Nevertheless, he openly confessed that he hated the game. Now, if you're taking Vishy, it's completely a contrast, wherein Vishwanathan Anand was absorbed with the sport of chess, and he wanted to do it all his waking time. One such example is this is a very interesting anecdote that Vishy also shared multiple times in many of his interviews, wherein there was a chess magazine that used to come to his house, and Vishwanathan Anand's mother used to pray that the postman delivers the magazine after the lunch, because Vishwanathan Anand, if he starts reading the magazine, there was no chance that he would put down until he finishes. So contrast: one loved, absorbed in the sport, Vishy Anand, with chess. Other, Andrew Agassi, great achiever, an icon who achieved such milestones in tennis. But how he started, he did not like what he actually did. So this is the concept of the poem. I hope you understood the important points. Let's get into the poem. One ruled the board of 64 squares. The other ruled the rectangular space. One became world champion of chess, the other an icon in tennis. Agassi's childhood was filled with hate for the sport, yet he did not abort. The relentless practice forced by his father propelled his career farther. Vishy's love for game was far more inspiring. His parents were secretly praying that the chess magazine they received would be delayed, enabling Vishy to not miss his lunch and succumb to the chess punch. One hated the game with passion, the other made it his obsession. An investigation led to no answer about success, which is tricky enough to amaze us. What's the answer to the question of how? Practice and talent with love? Practice and talent without love? Let's not speak about it now. I hope you like the poem. As usual, the full poem is in the description. Thank you very much for your time.